and they have Ty Detmer there, so the pressure...
No, it's not, and I think, and Joe, we can get the how quickly he'll be ready, but I look at Tim Couch, and it gets back to Achilles Smith just about 2-3 weeks ago, moving ahead of Tim Couch after that first workout. Chris Palmer challenging Tim Couch. During that second workout last Sunday, Tim Couch responded, showed Chris Palmer exactly what he wanted to see. They altered the delivery, they altered the grip, and Tim Couch went out, Joe, and had an outstanding workout. And that showed Chris Palmer that he had the kind of quarterback he wants to go to war with, not for just next year or the year after, but for about 10 years.
Keep in mind, he is a junior coming out, so that means he's going to grow, he's going to mature. I think probably one of the things that impressed Chris Palmer as much as anything, when he did change his grip, it made a difference in the way he threw the football. It made a difference for Tim Couch on how he felt like he could throw the football. Just making minor adjustments to a quarterback and getting results is something very positive for a coach to look at.
The young man from Hyden, Kentucky, selected by the Cleveland Browns. We have a series of pieces throughout the draft that we know as In the Crosshairs. Let's get to know Tim Couch.
I'm Tim Couch, University of Kentucky. You know, it was kind of like Mayberry on the Andy Griffith Show. You know, everybody knew everybody. We got, you know, one cop, one stoplight, a couple restaurants, and, you know, it's just your typical small town. The big advantage for me was I didn't have anything to do all day long but throw a football. I just wanted to go somewhere that, you know, kind of a road less traveled that a lot of people didn't take, and, you know, all the top recruits were going to these big-name schools and stuff, and I just said, you know, hey, I'm going to do something different for a change. Fortunate for me, they brought in Coach Mumme. He brings in the system that, you know, is perfect for me. I got receivers around me. I got a big offensive line protecting me, and things just fell into place for me.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Having dinner with Joe Montana was, you know, really unbelievable. That was, you know, my childhood hero, you know, a guy, you know, you sit there and eat dinner with him, and all these plays he made are, you know, flashing through my mind. You know, the catch, the slant he threw against the Bengals to win the Super Bowl, all those plays are going through your mind when you first meet him. I watched the guys like Montana and Marino and Elway and those guys growing up. It, you know, really just made you dream a lot as a little kid and something to work for. I just got to go learn a new offense. You know, once I get that offense in, you know, in my mind where it comes second nature like the offense at Kentucky was, where I'm not out there thinking through things, I'm just, you know, bam, 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 making my reads, progressions. I think, you know, I'm going to adjust fine, and I think I got the, you know, the talent's just going to naturally come through.
Tim Couch stays in the Midwest. You have to drive through Daniel Boone National Forest to get to Hyden, Kentucky, which also, this is interesting, was the site of the first post-resignation speech by Richard Nixon. I'm not sure why it was there, but for Tim Couch today, to borrow from Nixon, he is the president, at least in Cleveland. The Philadelphia Eagles with their fans, who are many here. Is it Donovan McNabb? We sure think so. We'll talk about who's coming up in New York in a moment.
I received a summons in the mail for a crime I did not commit.
What did you do?
After walking out of court, I was scared, so I dialed the wolf. They set me up with a payment plan that I could afford. They were very professional, they returned all my phone calls, and they were very aggressive in my case. Now that my case is over, I would highly recommend dialing the wolf.
Affordable payment plans are available, so when you really need help, dial the wolf. Dial THEWOLF now for your free initial consultation.
Listen carefully to the sound of my voice. You are getting sleepy, very sleepy. Sports news is more important than anything else in the world. It's more important than real news. It's more important than eating. You will watch every edition of Fox Sports News. And don't tell anybody about my plans for world domination. Thank you.
To be in Jerry Maguire, that was a real thrill. Quite a few of us auditioned for parts.
Show me the money!
Show me the money.
Show me the money!
You complete me. You complete me.
Help me help you.
Who's coming with me?
Who's coming with me? Let's go. Who's coming with me?
There were a couple of performances that really surprised them.
You had me at hello. You had me at hello.
True. We are back in New York. Now, the Jets don't draft till late in the second round, but there's a team of green here in full force. Those are the Eagles fans who are making their last pitch for the Eagles to draft Ricky Williams and not quarterback Donovan McNabb. More on that in a moment. But Cleveland has made their pick. Let's go out now to Sal Paolantonio with the president, Carmen Policy. Sal?
Well, that's right. I'm with one of your good friends, Carmen Policy. And Carmen, it was a long, arduous process to pick the right guy. Why did you go with Tim Couch?
Well, we loved everything we learned about him. And when you talk about what he can do on the field, I think all of your listeners and viewers have been exposed through ESPN coverage as to how qualified and how talented he is. But off the field, he displayed so much character and poise, and he's such a solid human being. And when we saw how coachable he was, especially during that workout in Lexington, Kentucky, at the University of Kentucky, I mean, all of us got blown away by that, and I think that's what really pushed Chris Palmer over the line.
You took great pains to get him to come to an agreement before you decided to put in the selection. Why was that important to you?
It's important because we needed our leader on the field committed to the Browns the moment he became a Brown. We could not tolerate, even for 20 seconds, any kind of an interruption or disruption of his focus, and God forbid that there would even be a one-day holdout. We needed this commitment to this organization to send a message to everyone else who's going to be part of this team.
Thanks a lot, Carmen. Looks like they've got their guy, Tim Couch, the Kentucky quarterback, the new pick of the Cleveland Browns. Chris?
And there's the official reaction a few moments ago by the Cleveland Browns and Coach Chris Palmer. There's Carmen right there, so you can uncork the wine. Carmen, who knows his way around a wine list, certainly at the end of this draft will have 13 picks, but he knows now number one, Tim Couch. So, now on the clock, the Philadelphia Eagles and their new regime, quarterback guru, late of the staff of Mike Holmgren, Andy Reid. Eagles in the 90s started out fine. Randall Cunningham, they were contenders, of course, at least, playoff team a couple of times. Never quite got over the hump to get going in the playoffs. Remember, the Fog Bowl was one of them. Then Rodney Peete and Ty Detmer, who is now at Cleveland. Last year, Bobby Hoying, and they tried Jim McMahon. Basically, they're a team in search of an offense, because their offense last year for a 3-13 team was anemic. However, Andy Reid and Tom Modrak, it was reported that maybe they were differing on who they like. Not the case. They agree it's Donovan McNabb. And one of the things they like is that he's started for 4 years at Syracuse. The pick is coming in. Let's go up to the commissioner, make it official. And you know the Eagles fans are hoping running back. We'll see.
With the second pick, the Philadelphia Eagles select Donovan McNabb, quarterback, Syracuse University.
This is the biggest non-New York contingent we have ever had. And now the Giants and Eagles fans are going, you know what? The season is underway here in late April.
It kicked off awfully early. I mean, the Eagles were genuinely, the fans are irate over the fact that they didn't take Ricky Williams. But you have to, I hope the fans don't take it out on Donovan McNabb.
No, they better not.
They really better not, because he's a young man who has the opportunity to be able to come in and I think really make an impact on the Eagles on offense. He has the athletic ability of a Randall Cunningham. He has the size and poise in the pocket of a Rodney Peete. I think you take a combination like that and give him a chance to grow under Andy Reid, you're going to have yourself a fine young quarterback. His athletic ability is the thing that stands out the most in my mind.
We're going to show these highlights in a minute, but now let me just say this. In talking with Andy Reid yesterday, he says, hey, I know a Beer offense, there's some things different than the pros, but a lot of the reads and a lot of the turns that he makes on throwing are similar to the West Coast offense that they will run, and that helps sell them on him.
A lot of progressions, Chris. I think when you look at Donovan McNabb, as Joe said, the athleticism, you watch him run the option and play against some top teams along the way. Look at those career passing yards, touchdown passes. Very productive player. He makes plays on the football. Here against Tennessee early in the year, running the option for the touchdown. So he has that ability to create. You look at his escape skills when he has to drop back. Not only escape, but look at the vision. Look at the eyes. He's looking down the field, spots that third, fourth option, and accurately delivers the football. This is against Michigan. Watch the scramble again. Avoid, create. There you go. I mean, that is special, and I think that's the difference between a Donovan McNabb and some of the other pocket passers that come along.